Allow the following words to resonate deeply as you continue listening. As you relax into this moment, perhaps you've already begun to notice how intriguing it feels to contemplate the idea of flow. Flow isn't something you strive for. No, it's something you allow. And isn't it fascinating to realize your unconscious mind already knows how to immerse itself completely, like a river naturally finding its course? Take a moment now to become aware of how complete focus and immersion arise effortlessly when you simply let go of distractions. It's easy, isn't it? The external fades and your attention sharpens. Your performance and creativity seem to expand naturally, just as the mind knows how to breathe. And as you reflect on the balance between challenge and skill, you might wonder, what if every task were an opportunity to grow? Tasks that are too easy bore you, and those that seem too difficult, they're simply exciting invitations for your skills to rise, aren't they? Imagine finding that perfect harmony where growth feels natural and fulfilling. Notice how intrinsic motivation already lives within you, driving you to do what you love simply for the joy of it. Feel how pursuing something for its own sake brings a sense of satisfaction, more than any external reward ever could. As you dive into activities you're passionate about, a part of you recognizes the journey itself is the true reward. And isn't it curious how self-consciousness fades away in the flow? As you lose yourself in an activity, personal doubts and worries dissolve, leaving behind a lightness and spontaneity. You find yourself expressing authentically, almost as if the act of doing is a conversation between your soul and the task. Time, that peculiar thing, bends and stretches in flow. You've experienced it before, haven't you? Hours feel like minutes. Or was it minutes that seem to stretch into infinity? Time distortion is just one way your unconsciousness lets you know that you're deeply engaged. Imagine how clear goals and immediate feedback guide your efforts naturally, like a compass directing you to success. There's a part of you that already knows how to recognize these signals, making adjustments in real time, effortlessly enhancing your learning and focus. Feel that sense of control now, over your actions, your choices, your outcomes. Notice how this feeling bolsters confidence and competence. You already have the power to create, adapt, and thrive. As you connect the dots between these ideas, let creativity flow in like a river within, free from inhibition. Your mind effortlessly explores bold, new pathways, discovering insights and solutions that feel both exciting and inevitable. And as you sense the union of the mind and body, that integration where thoughts and actions move as one, remember the natural connection you've always had, like the effortless rhythm of walking or the simple joy of dancing. Now as you pause and let these thoughts settle, your unconscious begins to weave them seamlessly into the fabric of your being. No need to try it, just allow. Like seeds planted in fertile soil, these beliefs and sub-beliefs grow naturally, creating a deeper connection to flow in your life. Take this with you, not as something learned, but as something remembered. Now as you allow your breathing to find its own natural rhythm, notice how each word begins to weave a tapestry of understanding. You don't even need to consciously think about these ideas. Your unconscious is already absorbing them like a sponge in warm water. That's right. Think about complete focus and immersion as something your mind already knows how to do. Like when you get lost in a good book or a favourite activity, distractions just fade into the background, don't they? You don't have to push them away. They simply dissolve, leaving you in a space of clarity and presence. Imagine right now a part of you embracing this feeling more and more easily, as though it's always been there waiting for you. And isn't it true? When there's a balance between challenge and skill, everything just clicks into place. Picture yourself stepping into that perfect zone where the task feels engaging, yet doable. As you imagine this now, notice how it feels to trust your ability to meet challenges. Not because you try harder, but because you flow naturally into growth, like water finding its way around rocks. What's fascinating is how intrinsic motivation seems to spring from within, effortlessly guiding you towards what truly lifts you up. You may already feel a quiet recognition of how doing something for the pure joy of it feels so right. And as this feeling deepens, it becomes easier to remember that the act itself, the process, is where the real fulfillment lives. Have you noticed how, when you really are absorbed in something, self-consciousness just disappears? Picture that now. Any lingering doubts or worries just slipping away, like clouds drifting out of view, leaving a clear open sky. In the openness, creativity flows, spontaneity flourishes, and you find yourself more at ease, more authentically you. And as you continue, perhaps you've already realized that time distortion is one of flow's gifts. Time doesn't matter here. Minutes or hours, they blur together in a way that feels both limitless and perfectly aligned. Imagine being in that timeless space now, where every moment feels just right. Notice how having clear goals and immediate feedback create a pathway that's easy to follow. Every step becomes obvious, and when feedback comes, it's not criticism, it's a gentle nudge, a helpful adjustment, guiding you effortlessly towards success. Can you sense how naturally your unconscious already knows how to respond to this? And isn't it wonderful to feel that deep sense of control? Not a rigid, forced control, but a calm, centered confidence. It's that feeling of being in command of your actions, your choices, and even your outcomes. Let that feeling of mastery expand now, growing stronger with every breath. Your unconsciousness knows that creativity, something that flows when you allow it. And as you sit with this idea, you might notice a tingling, a spark of curiosity about how easy it can be. Connect ideas in new and surprising ways. Imagine a flood of inspiration, not forced, but arising naturally, as you give yourself permission to explore. Picture a seamless harmony of mind and body integration. It's like dancing, where you don't think about each moment, it just happens. Your thoughts and actions align perfectly, and in that alignment, flow emerges effortlessly. You don't need to do anything now. These ideas, they're already becoming a part of you, like seeds planted in a garden. They'll grow quietly, steadily, until one day you'll find yourself naturally embodying these beliefs, without even remembering how or when they became a part of you. And as you go about your day, perhaps you'll notice small changes, subtle shifts, a deeper focus here, a spark of motivation there. And each time you notice this, those changes grow stronger, until they become second nature. Isn't it amazing how the mind works this way, effortlessly, elegantly, just as it should? Simply let those thoughts settle, like leaves drifting, gently, on still water. There's nothing more to do. Flow. It's already with you. Think about the complete focus and the immersion as a state you already know well. Remember a time when you were so absorbed in something that everything else just faded away. Perhaps it was a moment of deep enjoyment, where time seemed to pause and nothing else mattered. Let that memory come to mind now and grow richer, cleaner, as you allow yourself to feel it again. It's as if your mind is saying, yes, this is familiar, this is how I thrive. And as you revisit this feeling, consider how the balance between challenge and skill, they enhance your experience. When a task stretches you just enough, not too much, not too little, It feels like a perfect match, doesn't it? Imagine this balance now, spreading through every area of your life. Picture challenges transforming into opportunities, and each step forward feels lighter, easier, as your abilities naturally rise to meet them. What's amazing is that intrinsic motivation, it isn't something you need to search for. It's already within you. Picture this motivation as a glowing ember, deep inside, growing brighter with every activity that sparks your passion. Notice how this ember begins to fuel your actions, not because you have to, but because you want to, because it feels good. And isn't that the most fulfilling way to live? Now imagine what it feels like when self-consciousness fades away completely. Picture a door gently closing on any lingering doubts or insecurities, leaving you in a space of freedom and spontaneity. In this space, you're able to express yourself fully and authentically. You might even notice how good it feels to let go of those old unnecessary thoughts, as though they're simply drifting away further and further. Time is such an interesting concept, isn't it? And yet, in a flow state, time distortion reminds you that it's not about the clock, it's about the moment. Let yourself imagine being so deeply engaged in something you love that hours feel like minutes, and minutes feel like seconds. It's as if time bends to accommodate your joy, your focus, your flow. And how reassuring it is to know that clear goals and immediate feedback create a natural pathway forward. Imagine yourself moving effortlessly along this path, where every step feels guided, obvious, right. Feedback isn't something to fear. It's a gentle signal, helping you to adjust, to improve in real time. You're already getting better, aren't you? Feel that growing sense of control now. Not a forced or rigid control, but a calm, natural confidence, like steering a boat on a calm river. You know where you're going, and every choice you make feels aligned with your deeper purpose. Imagine this control expanding into every corner of your life, giving you a steady foundation for growth and achievement. As this sense of control anchors you, notice how creativity begins to flow freely. It's as though a tap has been turned on, and ideas stream effortlessly into your mind. Picture these ideas weaving together, forming connections that surprise and delight you. You don't have to force this, it's already happening, isn't it? And finally, think about the integration of mind and body. Imagine your mind and body moving together in perfect harmony, like a dance. Whether it's the flow of ideas in your mind, or the rhythm of physical movement, everything feels aligned, seamless, natural. Picture this integration now, spreading through you, bringing with it a deep sense of connection and wholeness. As you let these words settle, notice how they seem to resonate on a deeper level, like a melody you've always known, but hadn't fully heard until now. There's no need to analyze, no need to question. Your unconscious mind is already doing the work, guiding these beliefs to the places where they're most needed, where they'll grow and flourish naturally. And as you carry this experience forward, you might begin to notice how these beliefs show up in small ways. A greater focus here, a deeper motivation there. It's almost as if the changes they're happening on their own, gently unfolding one moment at a time. Now as you pause, simply let these ideas continue working in the background. Your unconscious mind, it's a remarkable ally, always working for your highest good. Trust it to do what it does best. Flow is already within you, and is growing stronger every day.